Hello, BL lovers. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about some BL characters that were bullied. Bully is sometimes taken as a red flag in BL series, which is accurate. But when it comes to bullies between lovers, it might not be accurate. So without wasting more time, let's dive into the BL characters that were being bullied in the series. Number 1. Heim from Cherry Blossoms After Winter. This character just portrays what being bullied looks like. Heim has been constantly bullied by his classmate for years. And guys, when I said bully, his case is a very serious one. That I wonder how he still manages to get dressed and go to school every morning. This guy's literally turned him into a punching bag. He was a very strong person emotionally because he don't really think much of it. He just let them do what they want to do and go. He focused on graduating and moving to somewhere else's. But his story changed in his last year in high school because Teasing, who is like a brother to him whom also has a crush on him, was in the same class as him and he couldn't take it that he was being bullied. He decided to step in out of nowhere. Although they live together but they don't talk to each other. However, they become close, which is something Taesung really wants to avoid because of his feelings for Heim. He believes avoiding him could take the strange feelings away. But as they begin to bond together again, the feelings keeps growing. Taesung has already helped Heim overcome the power of bullies over him and help him regain his confidence, which is something he really appreciates because being a victim of bullies is so draining. The next on the list is Nonan from Dead Friend Forever. In BL history, this is the biggest bully character that shake the fandom. This character also broke so many people because his case is complicated. Nonan was bullied by his toxic classmates. He was cheated and also he got deleted because of school bully that people seems not to pay attention to. I personally never thought bully could go this far until I saw Nonan character. I think his case was this worst because he might have had some mental illness, maybe depression or autism, which made him unable to fight back and he didn't even know how to say no even when it might drain him. I really felt so sorry for this character because nobody could help him. The only person who tried to help him also got deleted. That is how bad Non's character is in the series. The bully was so toxic on him, although his horrible classmate also got what they deserved. But I still feel it is not enough for what they made him and his whole family pass through. The next on our list is We from Bed Friends. This character is one of the characters in BL series that seems to suffer from bully anywhere he goes, and they all wanted to sexually harass him. He was harassed by his boss at work, and if that was not enough, he was constantly bullied and raped by his stepfather. Even the person he once loved bullied him because he broke up with him after he cheated on Wee. It was just complicated. He had to develop trauma and fear because of his horrible experience. But it is good that his boyfriend King helped him get justice. The next on the list is Thief from I Will Knock You. This is another serious bully character, but it is not known because the series is underrated. The fact that the bully was a high school student and the victim was a university student made me realize bully can come in different dimensions. Some people will pick on you just because they like you or they like what you do. He was a tutor to some high school student when he accidentally witnessed what caused him trouble. Because he accidentally matched Noe Rose was what put him in this mess. Noe was just a silly kid who liked to bully people around, even adults that were far ager than him. But because he saw fair in the eyes, he decided that he was gonna pick on him. But I seriously wonder how a high school student managed to be the head of such gang, although their story leads to love and it was beautiful. The next on our list is Salem from Dangerous Romance. This is actually the favorite bully character you could think of in BL series, because he was special. He was bullied but he refused to accept it. If you throw it to him, he will definitely throw it back at you. Despite his poor family background, he refuses to sell himself less. He was actually bullied by Kagan, but he was able to rescue himself because he was so smart. Despite him having a crush on Kagan, he wouldn't accept to be sold less. He is always at alert. Keegan even tried numerous times to put him into trouble, but he never wins. Keegan cannot help but to wonder how he was unable to outsmart Salem. When he realized he has lost it was when Salem was hired to tutor him. He just wanted to settle with Salem and leave him alone, but it still didn't work because Salem claimed he was going to work for the money he was paid for. It wasn't easy for Keegan to accept this challenge because no one had ever challenged him that hard before. But Kagan fell in love with Salem, and he just loses his hard guy to Salem. The next on the list is Sky from Love in the Air. This character broke me and made me cry. His character is so pitiful. He was a victim of bad love who was his ex-boyfriend who constantly bullied him. He also abused him numerous times. His case was kind of serious because they also gang raped him. He just suffered a lot in the series. This cost him mental disorder, but he finally had the right man that loved him properly. The next on our list is Hira from My Beautiful Man. Character was one character that enjoyed being bullied because it was from his crush. Not that he enjoyed being bossed around by his classmates, but since his crush was among, he didn't mind it, and I also think his classmate was not that horrible. They properly boss him around because they know he is the weakest in the class. And Kyoi is the real bully here. He does it constantly, but I kind of understand him because Hira was so annoying too. Even though Kyoi is a bully, he does it with love. And he properly keeps doing it because he knows how obsessed Hira is with him. He was the bully and he was still the one who felt hard for him, although he tried severally to help Hira know his purpose and at least chase a dream, but his dream was to be with Kyoi, which is wired to Kyoi. Although I think it will get better, but the more Kyoi feels hurt, the more he bully Hira. Although I love this kind of bully when both parties are madly in love. Hira probably has autism, which is why he is that weak. Kyoi likes Hira, but he hates that he is so weak and treats him like God. The love was real, but Hira is the problem, and that is why I don't really see Kyoi as a red flag. He is probably a boy in love and wanted to be loved like any other man, but he was in love with who makes things complicated. The next on the list is Pete from Love by Chance. He was a gentle type, and because of that, a guy he loved decided to take advantage of him by taking a record of their moments to expose his sexuality. It thought it was going to be a good idea for him to do that to extort money from him, but Pete got the right help he needed earlier. Maybe if AA did not encourage him to tell his mother, he might get strained because people with such horrible mind did not know when to stop. It was obvious that all the bully wanted was money. He doesn't even try to fake love to Pete to extort from him. That is how disgusted he was by Pete. But it's good that Pete got the right man that valued him and loved him properly. The next on our list is Nunj from Never Let Me Go. Nunj is also one of the characters that experience school bullies, but his case is different because he doesn't have their time. He really did not give them the attention they needed because he got some issues to deal with at home. So even when they bullied him and it was successful, he was like, good for them, I have more problems to deal with. But he was not weak. He just loved to fight with his brain a lot. Because he knows he did nothing wrong and nothing is wrong with him, he understands that they do this out of envy, and he doesn't need to reply to them until one of them who pretended to be his friend stole his necklaces, not knowing Nunj had already tracked it. He was so surprised because they thought he was not as smart to that extent, but he was a person that needed to be extremely careful. Plus, he was also being bullied and harassed by his relatives. But good that he have his boyfriend stood by him through thick and thin. And lastly, Yo from My Personal Weatherman. Although many people agreed that his partner Mizuki was not a bully, they agreed that he was in love and was trying to protect his boyfriend. But Mizuki has all the features of a bully and he was actually bullying him, even though it looks protective. But I fell in a relationship. Everyone still has their life to live, and growing their self and improving their self for each other is very essential. But Yo case is kind of lighter because sometimes when he get angry, he does whatever he wants to do, leaving his boyfriend to be insecure and worried. And he was able to rescue himself a bit and made Mizuki realize how much he loved him. And this is just my opinion. If you think he was not being bullied, it's still accurate depending on the dimensions you looked at it. This is going to be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching.